Hey everyone, welcome to the Literary Ladle, where I share all book reviews all about kidlit authors. In this channel, I'm going to be discussing some amazing picture books, some middle grade, some chapter books, and all that in between. You guys might recognize me from the Storyteller Shelf podcast. I do co-host the Storyteller Shelf podcast with my amazing co-host, Jackie Garcia Morales. In this channel, though, I'll be sharing insightful kidlit book reviews to help promote authors and introduce readers to wonderful stories. I'm happy that you guys are tuning in today. We're going to kick off our holiday reading series with a sweet and charming picture book that is perfect for young readers. Today, we're going to be exploring Sophia and Sinclair Get Lost by Colleen Olle. It was beautifully illustrated by Marcy Tippman, and this story is full of heart, gentle humor, and the kind of friendship adventures that make kids giggle and think and fall in love with reading. In the story of Sophia, the rabbit, and Sinclair the turtle, they're two best friends who decide to take a shortcut through an autumn maze. Along the way, they get lost and have to work together to find their way home. The reason why they're going through the maze is they want to go visit their friend, a horse, who also has a farm. So this is the end of the season, and so everything's kind of shut down and getting prepared for the winter season. The book is such a sweet story, and the illustrations are one to match. Like they are so beautifully done. So my hat's off to Marcy Tippman. She did such a fabulous job. And especially as an author, you want to find an illustrator that really understands your vision as an author. And I feel like Marcy did that. And she made these beautiful illustrations that match the writing itself. So it gives the visual right there with the story. So it shows young readers how cooperation, patience, and friendship can help in problem solving. If you guys ever heard of, like, obviously, the tortoise and the hare, it kind of reminds me of this story, the tortoise and the hare, in that, I mean, obviously they're not exactly rivals, they're friends, but it kind of goes along in that same sense of one is impatient and has to move really, really fast, and the other is kind of taking their time and a little more cautious. So it goes in that kind of direction of, okay, guys, take your time, be patient, and how can we help each other out in the same story? So Sophia, the rabbit, is energetic and curious and always eager to explore. Sinclair, on the other hand, is cautious and thoughtful. And so they work together harmoniously in that she's more, let's go, let's keep going, let's go faster. And then he is, let's take our time. Let's look around. Where do we need to go? How can we get out of this maze? In the story, they kind of get frustrated with each other, where they kind of part ways in a sense, and they go, okay, Sophie's over here and she's going to do what she's going to do, and Sinclair's over here and he's going to do what he's going to do. Sinclair, he meets a mole and helps him get out of the maze by going underground. And he's actually kind of fascinated by it. He's like, look, I'm going under the ground. And he never thought about doing something like that. But then in the same sense, he's like, I've got to just make a decision. I can't be so cautious about it. On the other hand, Sophia, she meets mice and they have a drawing and they're trying to look at the top of the haystack to be able to find a way out of the maze. So she's a little more cautious. So she kind of takes from what her friend Sinclair does, and he takes from what she's doing. So in the sense that, and then at the end, they meet and they help each other out, and they're like, oh, yay. So it ends really nicely. And in that sense, it's great because they're helping each other out in the story. So there's some funny moments, there's some surprising discoveries, and even a few lessons about patience and teamwork. So I think Colleen did a fantastic job in her storytelling. Marcy's illustrations are just as wonderful because it shares all of the scenes that you think of when you think of autumn. So it really captivates the audience in not just the writing, but the visuals with the colors. When you think of autumn with the browns and the reds and the oranges, that it was so beautifully done. So it's full of color, of warmth and personality. And you can almost see Sophia's excitement and Sinclair's careful thoughtfulness in every page. It's the kind of picture book that you can read over and over again and each time notice something new. Some of the themes make this story so great for kids, such as friendship and teamwork, problem solving, patience and perseverance, curiosity and exploration. And it's a wonderful story for ages 3 to 5 and then 6 through 8. It's a great way to introduce lessons about cooperation and kindness. Well, let's take a moment to talk about Colleen. She's an amazing author. She has several other books in her repertoire. She grew up in Michigan. She's the oldest of 5. And she has a master's in fine art. And I think the way that she captures storytelling is so great because it creates meaningful lessons told in a gentle and captivating prose. So her work celebrates curiosity, connection, and wonder in the hearts of young readers. I think the cooperation of what Colleen is doing and what Marcy is doing, they made this beautiful team that created such a great story. It's something that I think it's not just the parents that are going to be enjoying reading aloud to their kiddos, but I think this is a story that kids will enjoy themselves. Here's some few fun questions for moms and dads out there who want to ask their kiddos afterward. Just, these are just some example questions that I think would be great that I would like to include. Which character do you relate more to, Sophia or Sinclair? How would you solve a tricky situation if you got lost? What lessons about friendship or teamwork stood out to you? And this can help to encourage kids to draw their favorite scene from a story or imagine a new adventure for Sophia and Sinclair. So I do appreciate you guys tuning in today. This is my first episode. I'm excited to be sharing this with you guys. And if you like this episode, please tune in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and leave some comments. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Literary Ladle today. I hope you enjoyed discovering the adventures of Sophia and Sinclair. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment to share your favorite picture books or what other children's stories you'd like me to review. Happy reading, and thank you again for tuning in.